Here's a slightly shorter, still smooth and continuous version. 3 weeks. Just 3 weeks, yet that brief moment was enough to pull back the velvet curtain, hiding a truth no one expected. It makes you wonder, do you believe in destiny quietly guiding people together, or in carefully crafted plans shaping everything behind the scenes? Today, we're stepping into the pages of one man's private diary, a prince who truly believed he had walked into a real-life fairy tale. But as we follow his words, it becomes clear that behind the magic he felt, something far more complicated was starting to unfold. But then, because of one small, ordinary detail that everyone else overlooked, he realized he wasn't chosen at all, he had been targeted. In that moment, his whole world fell apart. Could the love he believed in actually be nothing more than a perfectly staged performance? Let's explore this story together. And remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a comment to share what you think. Serena Williams, honorary member of Soho House, media executives, venture capitalists. Harry highlighted and highlighted, the yellow ink spreading further and further across the page on the bride's side. Of the 200 guests Meghan had invited, over 60 had direct, deep ties to Marcus Anderson's network and Soho House, each connection more revealing than the last. They weren't childhood friends. They weren't family members except for her mother. They weren't long-time co-stars. They were a carefully cultivated network, a web of influence and access designed to position her exactly where she needed to be. Harry held his breath, his finger hovering over the play button. William's voice filled the cold, empty room. It wasn't the arrogant, commanding tone of a crowned prince that Harry had once imagined. Instead, it was calm, steady, serious, yet laced with concern and a quiet plea. It was the voice of an older brother trying to protect his reckless younger sibling before the storm hit. "600 names, the people who had witnessed the most sacred vow of his life. Harry had once viewed the list with gratitude. Now, he examined it like an investigator. Taking a yellow highlighter, he began to mark entries. Marcus Anderson front row, Jessica Mulrooney, VIP guest, stylist, close Soho House contact, Misha No, the one thought to have arranged the secret blind date, also a Soho House member. Harry noticed a photo clipped in the file, taken at the reception that evening. Marcus stood with 4 other executives, champagne glasses in hand, their smiles not the warm smiles of well-wishers, but the calculated grins of people who had just completed a major project, a successful merger. His wedding, painfully, wasn't a celebration of love. It was a summit, a gala, honoring the success of the climbing strategy they had meticulously orchestrated. And Harry realized that in the world of power brokers, nothing comes free. That investment, the goal of recouping it, was him. And this truth led to an even harsher realization. The next morning, Harry did something he hadn't done since the wedding day. He walked into the archive office, opened the bottom drawer, and pulled out the thick, leather-bound file, the official guest list for the royal wedding. By this point, Harry was completely drained. He hadn't eaten or slept for 3 days, wandering through his vast study like a shadow, a lost soul in the very house he had spent millions on to buy peace. Every piece of evidence he uncovered pointed to a ruthless conclusion. Yet there remained one final place, one place he hadn't dared to touch, a black box holding the greatest regret of his life. Harry grabbed a pen and paper and started calculating flights from Toronto to London, New York, Madrid, stylist, makeup, hair, evening gowns, the cost of maintaining an image. The number in front of him was staggering, $70,000 a year. That was the net cost just to keep up appearances. Meghan's actual income, after taxes and agent fees, didn't even cover half of that. Someone had been funding her dream. Someone had carefully paved the way. He had ignored it, turned off the phone, thrown it onto the sofa, whispering to himself, "He's jealous. He doesn't want me to be happy." Now, with trembling hands, Harry accessed his personal cloud, scrolling back through the years 2020, 2019, 2018, until the cursor landed on the folder, November 2017. Inside were audio files that had never been deleted, lying there like unexploded time bombs, waiting to be opened. "Harry, pick up the phone, please. Or at least listen to this message. I need you to know the truth. The palace security team has completed the level 3 background check. The results aren't what you think." Harry bit his lip until it bled. William's voice continued, each word hammering through the silence. "Meghan isn't a newcomer. She's been an important link in the Soho House network for years. Three years before the two of you just happened to meet. This isn't a coincidence. There's no such thing as a coincidence that consistent and that geographically precise. Please, think carefully before you drop to one knee. Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment." Harry froze, his entire body going numb, as tears welled up hot, sharp, and bitter, streaming down his cheeks. He rewound the message, listened again, and then again, each replay cutting deeper than the last. Harry frantically clicked through the next files and discovered two more voicemails he had never fully listened to. In one, William warned that security had noticed Meghan appearing at Harry's charity events even though she wasn't on the guest list, lingering in the VIP area, looking for a chance to approach. In the other, William's voice grew urgent, edged with fear. "Harry, Marcus Anderson has deep ties with your old friends. He's tightening the noose. You're surrounded, and you don't even realize it." And Harry, Marcus Anderson's reputation in the intelligence world isn't good at all. He's known for using women as tools to gain power and slip into elite circles. There was a pause in the recording, and Harry could hear his brother's weary sigh from years ago. "Harry, listen. Surveillance reports show she's been photographed at the exact places you go, the exact hotels you stay in, meeting the right people in your circle, consistently, ever since 2014. It was the old voicemail archive. A painful memory, sharp as a razor, suddenly surged through Harry's mind, tearing at him. He remembered the days of November 2017, just before the engagement of the century was announced. He remembered his phone constantly ringing, the name flashing on the screen. William. And what did Harry, the prince consumed by love, blinded by pride and a desperate need for validation, do that day? For years, Harry had told himself a story that the royal family was against him, that William was jealous of his freedom, but the stark truth coming through the speaker shattered it all. William wasn't jealous. He wasn't trying to control Harry. He wasn't biased. William had intelligence. He wasn't speaking from emotion. He was speaking from national security files. And Harry, the lonely prince who had spent his life running from the falseness of the palace, longing for someone to love him for his broken, vulnerable soul, finally faced the most bitter truth. He had never been chosen for love. He had been targeted for his utility. He wasn't the hero rescuing a Cinderella princess. He was the grand prize in an elite hunting game, every move and every smile orchestrated for someone else's purpose. Harry remembered that day. He had listened to the first few seconds of the message, then deleted it in a fit of anger, convinced his brother was trying to destroy his happiness. But William hadn't been destroying anything, he had been trying to save Harry. Harry buried his head in the keyboard, sobs choking through the silence of the dark room. The realization shattered something deep inside him. He understood, painfully, that he had slammed the door in the face of the only person who truly loved him and had wanted to protect him from this elaborate trap. And before you can even scream, the freezing cold water rushes in, swallowing you whole. That's exactly what was happening inside Harry's mind at that very moment. His entire worldview, every belief he had defended with his honor, his family, and his title, had crumbled completely, leaving him adrift in shock and disbelief. Now, every night, when the million-dollar mansion drifts into sleep, Harry lies awake, tossing and turning, eyes wide open, staring at the dark ceiling above, haunted by the collapse of everything he once thought he knew and trusted. In his mind, a movie theater never turned off. He rewound the film of his life over the past 10 years, fast-forwarding and rewinding, examining each frame under the harsh light of the brutal truth he had just uncovered. He remembered the shy smile she had on their first date. He remembered how surprised she seemed when she learned he loved Africa. "Oh, I love Africa too. That's where I found myself," she had said. A stranger stood before him, wearing the face of the woman he loved, but carrying the soul of a perfectly planted spy. And as dawn slowly approached, Harry closed his eyes, a tear slipping quietly onto the pillow. He knew that when the sun rose, he would have to put on the mask of happiness once more, hold her hand, smile for the cameras, and play the part expected of him. But deep inside, that prince, the one who had once believed in love, trust, and family, was already dead. Could it be that those so-called shared interests weren't a meeting of souls, but the result of a terrifyingly meticulous target profiling process? The truth he had fought so hard to deny gnawed at him in the darkness, brutal as a wild animal. Meghan hadn't accidentally fallen into his world out of love at first sight. She had entered deliberately step by step with a strategy, a roadmap, a guide, Marcus, a sponsor the network, and a path cleared the media. And now, with that door closed, with him having turned his back on his family to choose this so-called love, he was struck by a harsh realization. The price of this illusory freedom was his soul. The feeling was like walking confidently across a beautifully frozen lake. You think the ice is solid, eternal, and then, in the stillness, you hear it cracking, right beneath your heels. The crack spreads, faster than lightning. But Harry no longer felt warmth. A cold, primal fear crept into every fiber of his being. He realized the real nightmare wasn't the paparazzi lurking outside the gates or the malicious tabloid headlines. The true horror was lying right next to him, in the same bed, under the same roof. He was sharing his life and his most private moments with a stranger, and the realization sent a shiver down his spine he couldn't shake. He was the golden key, the one who could unlock the ultimate door of power that Marcus and Meghan had coveted for a decade. The realization hit him like a tidal wave, sweeping away the last fragile remnants of romance. This wasn't a Disney fairy tale, this was a business merger, where emotions were wielded as financial leverage. Harry slowly turned his head to the side, and in the dim light, he saw his wife sleeping soundly, her steady breath and peaceful face radiant, beautiful like an angel. He remembered the uncanny shared interests, the books she just happened to read, the exact ones he loved, and the things she said, as if she could read his thoughts. Harry had once believed it was fate, convinced that two kindred souls had found each other in the chaos of the world. But now, a brutal question echoed through his mind. Was any of it real, or was it all just a carefully scripted performance? A script meticulously researched, perfectly rehearsed, and orchestrated by Marcus Anderson and the Soho House Network? The truth can sometimes be far more brutal than the sweetest lies. Harry woke up trapped in the nightmare of his own making, but will he continue playing the role of the happy husband? Or will he find a way to break free from this chessboard of fate? Do you think this is just the delusion of a man under too much pressure? Or is it truly a perfectly executed hunting plan by the elite? Share your theories in the comments below. I really want to hear what you think about Marcus and Meghan's moves. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next dark secrets. Thank you, and see you next time.